So the kettlebell squat into an empty jump is a great cardiovascular metabolic exercise. As you can tell, I'm breathing hard in this video. And it's only your first one, so I did that for a reason. It just gets the heart rate up a little bit, gets that sweat going, but you wanna make sure with most of these that you're hinging in the hips as well as bending in the knees. This squat is, as you can tell from me, my knees are bending and my hips are bending, but I'm still able to see my shirt in the mirror. So you can read the logo on front, chest is up, and then the squats are landing as soft as I possibly can. I like to position my hands in front of my body, and as I jump up, you're taking the hands behind your hips. That's gonna distribute that weight a lot better. But jump high and land as soft as you can. Okay, so the plank pull through is another great one. It's a core exercise, obviously. Your knees are off the ground slightly. Mine might even be a little bit too raised, but don't go much more than a few inches off the ground. Try to keep them as low as possible. You're pulling that kettlebell through without shifting your hips. Make sure your back stays straight and neutral and your hips don't rotate as you pull the kettlebell through. That's gonna engage your core much, much more. And if you do have to rotate, you probably need to go down and weight a little bit, but just make sure your hands are below your shoulders, your knees are below your hips, and when you pull through, you are not rotating your body, keeping a really neutral core and neutral spine and keeping that intra-abdominal pressure tight the entire time. The reverse lunge handoff is a fun one to do, but it is exhausting. The switch off between the right hand and the left hand can make it a little bit more exhausting just from distribution of the weight going back and forth laterally. So the reverse itself is just like a normal reverse lunge. You want to keep the front knee above the ankle, or actually in between the ankle and the toes. Make sure you have 90 degrees in both legs. Keep your chest high. Your shoulders are down and drawn back. Your shoulder blades are retracted back. Your core stays tight, and make sure you have really good intra-abdominal pressure just like you did on the pull through. Again, this is a really, really good one to do. As you notice, I'm pulling to the inside of my leg. So I'm going right hand behind the left leg. This kettlebell squat high row press is about one of the most versatile and full body movements you can do with a kettlebell. It is excellent, and it takes a lot out of you. I put it right smack dab in the middle of this workout for a reason. And this one, you can tell I'm doing the same kind of squat as the very first one. I'm hinging in the hips, I'm bending in the knees, and the high row, you're leading with the elbows. So draw up to your chin, and you're gonna drop the elbows down, grab the kettlebell on both sides and pressing up, keeping it tight to your body, tight to your head, and make sure that you're breathing out as you press up. So steady breathing the entire time. Keep your core tight, and again, don't let that kettlebell get too far in front of your body. Okay, so this pullover press is one of the only ones on here that you'll need a bench for, just so you can get a little bit lower. You do want to get a good stretch in the lats like I'm getting. Keep it as tight to your head as you can. When you keep the arms straight, you're going to hit more triceps and you're going to hit more chest. This one's going to hit more of the lats, pulling over with a good stretch, and the more movement in the shoulder blades you can get, the better. Make sure you're gripping the ball of the kettlebell. As you notice, I'm squeezing together. So you're getting lateral pressure on both sides. It's a lot harder to grip, but on that press, you're gonna feel your chest activate a lot more than just gripping the handle itself and having a better grip. So do that, just don't drop it on yourself. And if your back starts to hyperextend, feel free to put your feet up on that bench. Okay, so this alternating row is a great one to do as long as you keep a neutral back. Spine should not be flexed at all, just like most movements, but you're hinging at the hips. Make sure you stay bent over pretty far. You can have a little bit of degree up from the ground. It doesn't have to be quite parallel, but if you start coming up too high, you're gonna work all your trapezius and some of the upper back muscles instead of the lats that we're trying to really hit. As you notice, I'm keeping the elbows in tight to my body and by my ribs, and I'm not shrugging the shoulders when I pull up. I'm staying low. I'm still hinging the hips. My back is straight, my core is tight, and I'm alternating back and forth, keeping those elbows tight to the ribs the entire time. Okay, so this single arm press with a knee raise is obviously a lot of balance. When anytime you add balance into the equation, it is gonna work your core even more. So that's the whole point about it. When you're balancing, trying to do a shoulder press, pressing on your right hand, lifting that left knee high, ideally at 90 degrees. You can see my knee drops a little bit. You're gonna be off balance here and there. No one's perfect at this, I promise. But it is gonna make your core activate quite a bit more, and it's gonna be really a great full body exercise. So I encourage you to do this more than just this, this routine here. As you notice in this press, I'm rotating almost 180 degrees, so it's almost like a full Arnold press in the front, the single arm. The elbow's in front of the kettlebell and my wrist at the bottom, and then as I press up, my elbow is driving out slightly and turning palm forward at the top. If you have any shoulder impingements or shoulder issues, do what's comfortable for you, or maybe even go lighter weight or stay away from it completely with the press. Just have it at your chest, keeping that anterior load on your core and still raising the knee, but not fully pressing. But this is a great one for the triceps, great for the front delt, lateral delt, and great for core and strengthening.